Peace.
What up, though?
I don't even know if I want to play with y'all today. Peace. What's going on, y'all? Y'all all right? It's your boy, Sincere 7.
Tatiana.
Yeah, that's what she be saying. This week. You know what I'm saying? Representing the Psycho Knot Academy of Detroit.
And the House of Genesis. You got an attitude?
I do.
Dang.
I do.
You got a big attitude.
I do.
You want to talk about it?
So let me tell y'all about this motherfucker right here, y'all. Let me tell you about this raggedy motherfucker right here. Nah.
Sips coffee.
Right?
Let me pull out my fan. I done got hot.
And if y'all wondering what's really going on, I'll tell you. I'll be honest. I'll put our business out there. Last night, this motherfucker gonna tell me all we've been doing these last few years is fucking. I'm out.
Where did I tell you that at?
We was standing in a room.
Uh-huh. But where did this happen at? Were you awake when this happened?
No, it was a dream.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to know if it was, this life.
Oh, you ain't getting out of shit that easy. I'll be damned. I know 11 women that goddamn had dreams and woke up and them niggas have no longer been heard from again. Okay? So don't act like now when a man have a dream and some shit's revealed that
Wait a fucking minute. Do y'all hear this? Martin Luther King did have a dream.
Exactly.
And what happened to his dream?
He got shot. He got killed. See? Because he was telling the truth on what was going on and how I feel.
What the fuck was his dream? What was for his dream?
I feel that I have integrated my children into a burning building. Listen, y'all.
So he mad because in the dream, I told him, say it again what I tell you in the dream, babe.
That all we've been doing for the last 3 years is fucking.
So I was doing what?
You was leaving.
Oh.
And I was like, well, bitch, I'll beat you. And I left first. And I ain't even cried. It didn't even hurt.
It didn't even hurt. All right, baby 7.
So it ain't even hurt.
It ain't even hurt.
Listen, y'all. I'm just saying. We ain't finna be letting motherfuckers just ride with the disrespect they give us in dreams. Am I right? Wait up, fam. This code. When you see this. When you see the pups. Oh, second coming kennels. Okay, that's you. Shout out, big dog.
Okay, so right.
Talk to him. I'm gonna talk back. Talk a little shit because I talk that.
Put it on them, make them wanna marry me. Put it on them, make them wanna marry me.
Marry me beans.
Woo! Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a live today. If her ass here, then, you know what I mean?
It was just a dream.
Oh, it was just a dream. When it's mine, they just dreams.
Babe.
Yeah, all right.
Every dream that I have ever had has been facts. Am I wrong?
Hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
What? Every dream that I've ever said that I came to you about anything, I was wrong?
That's not what you just said. You said every dream I had was facts.
All right, so every dream, not every dream that I've ever had. All right, I'll take that back because he always want to be all motherfucking politically correct and shit.
No, that's not what I be doing. We know that's not what I be doing.
Anyway.
All right, talk about it.
So, when I have certain dreams about certain things, I never miss.
Okay, so then I just had a certain dream about a certain thing.
Yeah, you ain't never had no dreams like that
before. I'm
before.
gonna blow the shit out, y'all.
You ain't never had no fucking dreams like that before. You ain't
out.
never had a dream about it before.
Anyway, so I'm gonna do a live, and if she just happened to be here, y'all just don't even look at her.
You already know they be leaving when I be on here.
Hell yeah, they be like, oh, he got her.
Hell yeah, that they be mad at the motherfucker. Like this bitch, here she go again.
You know how many people told me when we broke up, oh, now I can start listening to you again because I ain't like that she was on there, and that's why I stopped watching.
Yeah, you.
Probably about the same amount of people who told you the same.
Exactly.
I ain't never liked that nigga anyway. What y'all don't realize is that now we sitting here looking at y'all going,
exactly, telling each other like,
yep, my bitch, huh?
this motherfucker there. It's so funny because I always watch, you know, anytime when look, they leaving now.
Right.
Anytime when I'm on here, you know, or if you're on here and you leave me to talk for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I always see how the views drop, you know what I'm saying? And I don't be giving a mother flying fuck.
But you know, actually, about the same amount of people has told me, oh, y'all got back together. You got her back on your videos. That's why I be watching, because I be needing that balance of both.
So I was gonna say the same thing.
So I have, fuck them too.
I have more people. You so irritating. I have more people that really enjoy watching us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have people that told me that they like watching my videos because I talk more. So that's why I've been talking more on your videos, because when I'm not on live, I do address certain things a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? So I've been making an effort to really give my full self when I'm with you, instead of just allowing people to think that I don't be knowing shit. Because I'm really lit as fuck. And together, we super lit as fuck. We
just fucking. Anyway.
We do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that is what we be doing. And it be good, right? Should I be having a good time when we be just fucking?
Told you about putting my business in these streets.
So the thing about it is over the last 3 years, I'm going to start at the beginning, because this is why he really mad, y'all. Because I know that this is supposed to be about wine.
I was about to say, man, what the fuck it got to do with Sincere Mirage?
You started it.
Well, you go ahead.
So what happened is, right, is when we had first got and together and we was doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we was just, you know what I'm saying, fucking at that point. And then he was mad, like, I was dating you.
She talking about when we was first dating.
When we was dating.
When we first was dating, I was dating. She was getting fucked.
So that's why he mad, because it done came up in a dream. You know what I'm saying? But this is years later.
We ain't reflecting real life.
No, this is years later. Now we're we wasn't in a relationship then.
I was, you wasn't.
I wasn't in a relationship then. I was single.
Make sure that the person you in a relationship with is in a relationship with you.
Please make sure.
We was just bullshitting when we said this is about THC infused wine. This is about fuck out of here.
Babe, we in a relationship. We go together. He was my husband.
She was like, he in a relationship with them other bitches he with, but he just fucking me. I wish I would be in a relationship with. Man.
Facts.
Misusing a poly man. Don't misuse a poly man.
I'm cracking up.
We're supposed to be celebrated.
We're supposed to be celebrated, not that song though. Listen, Cole, that's my shit. Put it on to make a wanna marry me. Oh, wait.
That's a song?
Put it on. Yes, it's a song. Oh, you thought I made that up?
I thought you were just saying some shit.
Oh, no, baby, you can't come out. You can't come downstairs.
All right. So now that I got that off my motherfucking kneecaps.
Because it definitely was not on his chest.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that high up. I wish it would have been about half as high as it was there in my. So let's talk about what we're here to talk about.
All right, so I met this guy one time, right? And he was like, hey, baby, my name Dr. Strange, and I like to do some strange things with wine. And I was like, what? And he was like, and honey. And I was like, what? And I was like, tell me more. He was like, I'm an alchemist. I was like, ew, I like alchemists. And I was like, so what you be doing or whatever? He was like, I make mead and I make wine. And I was like, wait a minute, mead? What the fuck is mead? And he was like, honey wine. And I was like, wait a minute, That's that shit that was in the magical books that I had read back when I was kids about and then the movies that I had been seeing where all the kings men and stuff be drinking mead. That's the one you was talking about. He was like, yeah, and I was like, rich shit, okay. And then that was it.
So, yeah, like, wait, what?
Was it you?
So what had happened was, yeah, I think so, but I don't remember it going exactly. I'm gonna tell you, I was with you until you said, and he said it's honey wine, and I was like, wait a minute, that
No,
don't sound
honey
like
and wine, not honey wine, because you make.
No, when you said what is mead, you said that you was like, oh, what is mead, and then I was like, oh, it's honey wine, and
I thought I meant to say honey water. That's what I meant to say.
Honey water,
because it's fermented honey water, right? Because it's fermented honey. Excuse me, but the wine, the mead, is made with honey and water.
The only reason I brought that up is because when we explain what mead is,
yes,
I always say some people refer to it as honey wine, but it's not really, because wine is to grapes as mead is to honey.
Ashe.
So you are correct.
Yes.
But as a mead maker and a wine maker, when people say honey wine, it's like saying it's juice Kool-Aid. No, it's Kool-Aid. Juice is juice. Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid.
Juice is juice.
It's juice Kool-Aid.
You know, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that because you're right. Honey is made with mead, and grapes and fruit are usually what makes wine. Although you can put fruit, grapes, and herbs in mead.
Then it would be a mellow mel.
So the mead that you had with the herbs in it was a mellow mel?
So I was about to say, so we ain't gonna go too far, okay, but I just wanted, these are good questions.
Yes.
Mead is fermented honey.
Yes.
Okay. When you add fruits to it, then it's referred to as a mellow mel. When you add herbs to it, it's referred to as a methyl. I forgot how to say it. But so I'm just pointing out that as a mead maker, if I was sitting with 10 mead makers, I wouldn't say, oh, I made a cherry mead. I would say I made a cherry mellow mel. Or you get what I'm saying? When you add fruits to it, it changes the name. When you add herbs to it, herbs and spices, it changes the name. Okay. But let's start here. Since we didn't jump right in, let's start with talking about the herbal infused meads. Then we'll move into the infused wines. Meads are my passion.
Oh, wow.
What?
That one mead that you made, that postpartum mead, you made that the year before you met me.
Yes.
That's so fucking wild. I'll let him finish, and then we'll talk about that.
Okay. So, mead is my passion. I believe I was making meads before, let me think. No. Okay. I was making the wines first. Shout out to Baba Mudu, Tamarian Institute, amongst other things. Baba Mudu is actually the one who dropped the science of meads on me. As I've told in my story before, Baba Mudu was instrumental for bringing me into the usage of mushrooms. A lot of people was introduced by Baba Kalinde. I was actually introduced by Baba Mudu and then started training with Baba Kalinde in the martial arts. And this is where I kind of realized, the whole, how it all came together. So Mudu was instrumental in that. And he was saying to me, oh, you making wines? That's cool. Have you ever made mead? And I was like, mead? What is that? He was like, this is the African fermented drink. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, wine is more European. because of the grapes growing and the regions they had to grow in and all of this. Mead predates that. Mead was the first fermented drink because honey doesn't ferment. That's what a lot of us are aware of. They say if you see, what was it, King Tut's? I believe King Tut's sarcophagus had a jar of honey in it. They say when they opened it, it was still edible. Yeah, honey doesn't go bad. Alchemy of the bees.
Alchemy of the bees.
Yes. So mead is the only double alchemy drink that I know of at this point on this planet. That's it. It's a double alchemy.
Ashe.
Okay.
Ashe. Because honey is one alchemy in itself, and then
fermentation is another alchemy.
Ashe.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about meads and honeys? Peace. Crystal clear. I see you. What's interesting and why it's my passion is because honey, as we know, is very, very healthy. Let's just start there. By itself, honey is one of the only foods, thank you, that you can eat nothing but that for the rest of your life, and you won't suffer any deficiencies. Now, that was in itself an amazing thing for me to learn. So, honey has always been honey, propolis. What's the shit that comes from the bee? They only give it to the y'all know what I'm talking about. It's honey, propolis, royal jelly, beeswax. It's like 2 more things, but everything in there that the bees produce is magical.
My stuff.
It's magical, okay, by itself. But check this out. When you listen to all my herbalists out there, I want y'all to hear this. When you ferment honey with any medicinal herbs, the fermentation and the honey together increases the medicinal value that is accessible within that. Sometimes up to 10%, or is it 100%? I think it's 100. So, like, if it's 50 milligrams of vitamin C in that herb, and you ferment it with honey, it can be up to 500 milligrams of vitamin C when you're done.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think you've ever told me that.
I have. I have definitely spoken on that to you. So yes, fermenting herbs into. So this is why I started making herbal meads. The herbal meads is the passion as a healer. The infused wine is a business as an entrepreneur. A lot more people are interested in entertaining themselves than they are healing themselves.
Okay.
So with that being said, the wine is a pretty business. My meads is part of my passion as well as part of my healing regimen. So understand to you all that I be telling to take a herbal regimen for 90 to 120 days. You can get bottles of mead with that herb in it and enjoy your herbs like that.
My God.
So at night when you finish your dinner, then you have a glass of mead afterwards. So not only is it a very good, what's the word I'm looking for? Recreational drink, but it's also healthy. It's also very healthy for you. So this is why I started the, now I also, as a alchemist, have my Philosopher's Stone and my elixir of life. My elixir of life is honey. That's right.
It's over there celebrating.
It's honey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And my alchemist stone is ginger. So all of my meads have ginger in it. Period. Even if you just get an original mead with nothing added, it has ginger. Okay. So it's outstanding. Good for the stomach. Good for the immune system. So many different vitamins and nutrients in it. I can't start naming them off. I think I should study so I'll be able to let people know it's got high this, high that, high this. But it's an awesome drink. But when I infuse the herbs with it, it turns into an awesome medicine.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and take over for just a brief
talk
moment.
about it.
Some of y'all know our stories. Some of y'all may not. But our babies, I knew that there were going to be two more coming through, period. And I knew that they were both going to be girls. But the sweet baby, I had started seeing her. I think the first time I seen her, like, come to me for real, was in 2015. You know what I'm saying? And I was married at that time, and I was actually married to a woman. And I was telling her, like, look, it's a little girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know, whatever. And she was like, me and her, we were both the same. So she was cool with the fact that we were going to get a dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't want to go through being a science project, and neither did I. So it was like a perfect thing. We were like, all right, well, we'll go through with this. Well, that relationship ended, you know what I'm saying? And then I still was dating, and the girl that I dated next or whatever, like, she saw her or whatever, which was a Johnny, so she the one who told you, right? So then
that story.
She saw her or whatever. She was like, you got a little girl. And I'm like, I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I've been feeling her. We talked about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just
simultaneously while that's happening, some of the shamanistic priests that I was dating and the woman that I was dating who also uses entheogens, they both told me I have a daughter on the way.
Right.
So, and not by them.
Right. So I had been known that I was going to be having more babies. It was something that I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And then when I met him, it was like, all right, cool, right? But the thing was, he made the mead, and this was a postpartum mead that he made the year before me and him had even met. Actually, we had met.
I made that before we met. Facts.
So it was 2 years old when I drank it?
About that.
Okay. So then he made the mead, right? So when I met him, he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be my baby mama. And I was like,
when she walked in my door, the first time we met.
The very first time. Like,
she walked in and I looked at her, I said, oh shit, you gonna be my baby mama. And it wasn't like, oh, you gonna be my baby. Yeah. No, it was like realization, like, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
You the one.
Yeah, and I was like confused as fuck, like, nigga, no, like,
I just got here, motherfucker. You
listen,
might get some pussy. Like, slow down.
I'm like, I'm not even fucking around with you. I'm not about to fuck around with you because I had been saving myself, like, from the time that me and my children's father had separated. I was very mindful of the interactions that I was having after that, especially with men, because for one, I'm nasty, and for two, I knew I wanted to bring forth more children, and for three, I'm nasty. So it's no way that I'm about to be out here playing knowing that it'll be a possibility that I'm gonna get pregnant, and I don't want to just be out here, like, I'm just not, no, right? So I was like, all right, bet, right? So when me and him actually got into it, it was like, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna give you two for sure. I'm for sure gonna give you two babies. And you might get a third one. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, two for sure, I'll take that. He was like, and a possible third. Bet. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite.
So it was like, cool, right? So we had already known. So when I had Sweet Baby, and I was going through my postpartum journey, and I was doing all this healing, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, he was like, oh shit. Because it was one night where I was just emotional, and I was just going through it. It was some postpartum shit. He was like, hold on, baby. And he went down in the basement, and he pulled out the mead. And it was a postpartum mead. It had raspberry leaf and nettles, and I want to say it had chamomile in it.
And raspberry.
I said raspberry.
No, raspberry leaf and raspberry.
Oh, and raspberry. Oh, when I say that the mead was not only delicious, but it was perfect for my body. It was like a cellular healing that I could feel happening to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I got pregnant off the THC infused wine. Okay?
Black
Hear
cherry,
me
baby.
again. I got pregnant off the THC infused wine.
Black cherry, baby.
But that motherfucking mead is what we literally used to get through my postpartum. And then because he was able to gift it to some other moms that were alongside my journey with me, because there was a group of us that had got pregnant during that time and had babies. So I just was telling them, like, bitch, come over. We got this meat over here, you know what I'm saying? And then some of the dudes bought it for their queens, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he told them about it. Like, after she had a baby, this is what's going to be going on, you know what I'm saying? And it was like that, and it was perfect, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to jump in, like, and say, for one, our baby was prophesied, so he started preparing, because the more that the mead sits, just like anything with wine, it ages. And it gets better and better, like black people do. The older we get, the better.
Shout out, because there's some of y'all out there right now who still has bottles of wine and mead from me.
And just imagine what that shit would taste like now.
Oh, the price goes up every year. Everybody who has a bottle from me. Let me just let y'all know. If you have bottles from me, I'll buy them back. I'll buy them back.
Oh,
he almost go up in price every year.
Listen, he almost made the mistake of having us open up the wine at his sister's house. His brother-in-law was like, we were supposed to open up the wine. I was like, no, don't do that. Keep that. It's like 2016 is the date that's on there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't open that. Keep that shit.
That was a mojito mead.
Yeah, I seen that. Mead. I seen that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Listen.
Oh, Pele.
The mojito mead is beautiful. The chamomile mead is great. The fruit and flower mead is the greatest mead I have ever had in my life. It's Garcinia fruit. I'll give y'all the recipes because this is alchemy.
You're your own.
You couldn't recreate it if you tried.
Yes.
That's the beauty.
He can barely recreate it when he tried.
Facts. This is
because nobody takes
Yeah. Oh snap!
What?
It let us go right back to where we was at.
Oh shit!
Wait, it's actually wow.
That's so
That's funny.
funny.
We don't even have to start over. It just pulled everything
That's
back
so
up.
funny.
Okay, well,
welcome back.
well, that just happened.
We had a little technical
difficulties, and we thought we was gonna have to start it all over, all the way, on every platform. But this one just popped back on. So now the other platforms on the gram, we had to start over. Yeah. So our peoples will be popping back in, but yes, we seeing some of y'all in here. Yes. I ain't gonna say sorry because it wasn't our fault. Well, I guess it was.
Yeah, we ain't make sure that we had our sorry.
Together. I apologize. You feel me?
There you go. Oh man.
You know.
That was good, babe. It wasn't too hard to apologize.
Oh no, it never is for me. If I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna come out the pocket with mine. You know what I'm saying? And if I said it in the public place or embarrassed you or any of that, the apology gonna take part just like that.
That's me. That's how I get down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? You got to be able to speak that shit. You know.
Yeah. The only other person that I've been aware of that's had that same integrity, I gotta be honest, was Acacia. Acacia. That was very, very big of her to, in the middle of a lecture being recorded at a psychedelic conference, for her to just pause and turn and just kind of, you know, apologize and make amends to me. I felt like that was very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Like that says a lot about a person. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that you can't let go and recognize. Yes, you know? For sure. So yeah, shout out to Acacia. You know, shout out to Acacia.
I love how she's flourished. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love
her growth and development over the years has been awesome.
Wow. I love to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And like I remember certain conversations that we've had or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And to see her on the other side of that conversation is just like,
that's right,
sis, I told you so, girl. You know, I just want to just give a shout out to all of the women, you know what I'm saying, in the village, in the community that I've been around, that I've had the opportunity to speak to speak life into. I really, really, really appreciate y'all receiving my word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate that so much because I know that it is very hard to receive me. I know it. I know that my energy is big. I know that it can be intimidating. I know that it can be bitchy. You know what I'm saying? I know that. You know what I'm saying? And all of the women who has trusted me with their lives, to speak to them, to really show them that I see them, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for trusting me with that, you know, because, yeah, y'all team don't play about y'all. And I just be here to deliver that message to let y'all know that y'all be chosen for some great shit. And if you are able to hear my vibrational frequency, I appreciate that. Because I ain't no easily receivable ass person. Yeah, I mean.
And that's big of you to say. Yeah. I guess today everybody's just being big. For real though, seriously, that I would like to say thank you for sharing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even your acknowledgement of knowing how people see you and receive you. And also, I'm gonna say that while I was hearing that, I was thinking, damn, that's dope for her to, because you know, a lot of people I talk to, you know, be like, you know, I don't know about her. I don't know. She be seeming kind of bitchy, seeming kind of, I don't want to be around that type of energy, you know. And so for you to verbalize that, that you acknowledge that, that's big, right? But at the same time, I started thinking, oh shit, that's why we fucks with each other. Because we both have good hearts that are covered by a rough. What?
Hold on, let me see.
You know, that we're covered by rough exteriors where it takes a strong person to actually deal with us. You know, and we are aware of it. I'm aware that a lot of people don't like me or don't want to do
Oh yeah.
whatever, whatever these things might be. I know, like
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
I'm not sugarcoating. I don't cuddle your feelings. I'm a soldier. So only people who have went through, I ain't even gonna say what people have went through. I'm gonna say only people who have a certain ability to be around a certain strength, a certain energy, and not be upset, bothered, intimidated, mad, feeling need. Those are the only people that can actually be around, and I'm aware of that. And it also helps though because it's like everybody ain't for everybody. So for me, it makes it easy. It's like, okay, if you automatically are turned off to me, cool. You're not a client, you're not a friend, you're not any of that. We don't have to wonder, we don't have to go through. But if you're like, I don't know why everybody be tripping, 7 cool to me, cool, we know we can work together. And I like that. I like that. And so, those people who feel like, yo, fuck 7, I don't feel no type of way about that. I'm like, I know, right? Fuck that dude. Like, I probably wouldn't fuck with me if I wasn't me. You know what I mean? No, on some G shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't fuck with me if I went.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I know, but it's nothing I can do about it. Everything that I've went through, how I was raised, how I went through the military, the things that I've seen, the things that I've experienced, that's what's created. It's not just like everybody else. There's nothing you can do about it. I remember going to work a job once, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be all ha-ha and laughing and joking and talking with people at this job. I'm going to be like my man's Mo. Now, I didn't know Mo at the time, but I'm speaking about him now. I'm going to be off to myself. Fuck people. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, man, that dude there, he don't never talk to nobody. He think he... By lunchtime, everybody was my friend. We in the car smoking. I'm telling jokes. I can't
help but to be yourself.
I try to not. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, it is who we are, but knowing who you are and accepting that, y'all. Accept it.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be.
The thing is, when people think that I'm bitchy or they feel that I'm bitchy, I am.
I was going to say you are. I'm glad
I am.
She is.
You know what I'm saying? I am.
She is.
But that doesn't take the fact away that I really do love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I'm giving you any of my time, it is because I love you. But if I don't give you any of my time, it's because I love you as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes in the same. And a lot of people don't really understand boundaries, and I'm very, very big on mine, and it's like, if I don't want you in my space all the time, I'm not going to have you in my space all the time. And I can have you in my space sometimes where like I want you around for a whole week straight. But baby, then I might not talk to you for 4 months after that. Cause we done it. We done it all.
You gotta find your type of people. I'll be like, man, fuck all that shit.
Yeah, like he want attention every day, all day, and they'd be like,
and do.
Me, I be like, shit.
And deserve it.
Get the fuck on. Like, go and be in your own self. Okay? Isn't it fun being in yourself? Get off them stairs playing before you get in trouble. Go on up them stairs and in that room. You got your apple juice, beat it. Thank you.
Man, we're gonna get back to the infused wines and the meads in a minute. We just kicking and having some fun, y'all. So yeah, go ahead.
I love to be able to offer myself, and the more that I've gotten to know myself, the more I've gotten my human design analyzed, the more I've been able to understand who I am. And that shit has allowed for me to step into my power in such a different way.
Y'all don't know y'all human design, get with us. Contact us. We're going to hook y'all up.
Yeah, like literally, like I'm talking about the way that I am able to express myself has tremendously changed. It just like I know my trauma line, I know what my purpose is, I know all of these different things. So now, like even when me and him are communicating, I can effectively communicate because now I have an understanding of why I'm saying what I'm saying and how to express it properly. You know what I'm saying? Because before it'd be like, man, I don't want this shit coming off wrong, and I'm going to hold my tongue and it's not going to be able to express properly. Well, I'm a pure generator, which means that my sacral has a straight and direct line to my throat chakra. Okay, so the way that I manifest is literally the way that I speak. And it has to be
deep, y'all.
Emotion. Like, I have to say it exactly the way that I fucking feel, no matter how you're going to feel about it, you know? And we had a conversation, and I was telling him, I was like, look, like, I know that when I'm saying stuff, it makes you want to be defensive because you want to protect your character and stuff. But it's like, I'm not attacking your character. I'm literally expressing how I feel, how I perceive things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that my thoughts and the way that I know I'm dark and twisty. I know that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you got to let me get this shit out in this way, or it's not going to ever be resolved for me. Like, if I don't express it in the exact way that it needs to come out, with all that anger, with all that feeling, with all of the things that I made up in my motherfucking mind around this situation, shit, it ain't gonna never be resolved. It's just gonna go back down in there and stir up, and I can't have that.
So yeah, we need to do a video one day on relationship and communications and how we maneuver through some of these uncomfortable things, because she said a word there. And if you're not familiar with your human design, you want to know more, please contact us and we will go ahead and get you set up for a deep reading. Like very, very, so that, we ain't gonna say too much, but yeah. Very deep. houseofgenesis.org. Hit us, sign up for a consultation. We'll talk about it. We'll get you on the right road. It's very deep and it's very effective. And if you're having problems in your relationships, then definitely make sure that you are aware of your human design as well as your mates. This is deeper than astrology.
Yes, it's so much deeper than astrology, but it goes alongside with it as well as gene keys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So back to the infused meads and wines. Go ahead. Okay, so we had a little technical difficulty on the last one. We had to pause. Now we back, and we were talking about the herbal infused wine. The herbal infused meads. We haven't spoken about the THC infused wines yet. We started off with meads. Now, be it that we restarted our video and everything like that, I want to recap something because there was somebody in the comment section that was asking, can you unplug the speaker? Yeah, yes. And they asked if we were speaking about fermented fruits and spices or something like that. And I wanted to come back and recap because I believe they might have showed up late, what meads are. We were speaking about meads. Mead is fermented honey. Okay? Now, a lot of us know honey doesn't ferment. It doesn't go bad. But anything that you add water to has the ability to quote unquote go bad or go through a transformation process. So when you add water to the honey and then yeasts, the yeasts eat away at the sugar and leave behind alcohol. So it's the alchemy of the changing from what we call must or honey water into what we call mead, which is the alcoholic fermented honey. Now, as the honey ferments and changes into mead, if there are any healing herbs in that mead, the fermentation process with the honey, it increases the medicinal value available in the fermentation process. So what I mean by that is, if there was, as I said in the last video, if there was 10 milligrams of vitamin C in this herb, once you ferment it with the honey, it can be anywhere from 50 to 100 milligrams of vitamin C now available. So when you ferment herbs and honey in a mead, it creates an alcoholic medicine. So for people who are on herbal regimen to heal something within their body, you can use a herbal mead in place of that for your evening dosage.
You know what it reminds me of?
Talk to me.
A tincture. You know what I'm saying? Tinctures are made with alcohol, distilled water. You know what I'm saying? And it literally just, you put the herb in there and you let it marinate for a time period. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same process or whatever. You just got to do a little what's that, distillation or something.
Imagine that that's going on, and you inject, what do they call them? Nanotechnology part, right? Nanobots, the microscopic, and they go in and tear up the plant and pull out the medicinal value and place it into that tincture. That's fermentation.
Right. So what I was thinking was, you know what I'm saying, in tincture making, when they're doing that, I'm thinking like, you know, no, that never mind.
So basically, everything that you put in the tincture, you put into a big sack and put it into the honey water. Add some yeast on top and close it. Leave it for the same amount of time that you leave the tincture for.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that tincture,
and that's
but more powerful.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like, meads are just really what we've ended up making tinctures as, but just not, this is what we copy. It's like a copycat type of thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just the next level of it. It's kind of like taking it to the next strength. You add honey. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that, adding that honey was a game changer.
Yes.
You know, was a game changer. And I know it. I feel like it was an accident type of thing that happened. It was like, damn, I done fucked around and added honey to it, and now it's the tincture is lasting longer.
No, because meads were used before tinctures were.
Oh.
Yeah, meads were, because like mead in itself is a medicinal drink, but it was one of the first fermented drinks. So that's what we're saying. So it's like they got the idea from wine.
Tinctures being mixed with honey and yeast. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly but it's not.
The ingredients that you use to make the tincture.
Yes, it's the same ingredients that you would use to make the mead.
So you wouldn't take the tincture and mix it with the honey and the water.
Yeah.
You would take what you made the tincture. So instead of it, before there's a tincture made, you're gathering all the things that you're gathering to make the tincture.
Exactly, because the thing that is different about it is in the tinctures, you're actually adding alcohol to pull the things out. And the mead, you're not adding any alcohol. It creates the alcohol from the honey and the yeast all together.
I'll even tell you how I do it. Listen, watch this. Watch this. This is how I make mead. I take a big witch's pot, and I put a whole bunch of water in there.
Yes, 180 proof.
And herbs. I put water and herbs.
190 if you can find it.
And I turn it on, and you don't want to boil it. You know, most teas you don't boil. Right before it boils, boom, I turn it off, and I let it simmer. And then add honey to it. And you bring it to a certain gravity, which means amount. There's a certain amount. Every time you add more honey, it adds a certain amount of gravity. That whole drink gets heavier, and so it'll pull. There's an instrument that you use. So let me just tell you like that. So I'm looking for the Brix reading, the BRIX, the Brix reading, the amount of sugar in something. In this right now must. I know that based off how much sugar or Brix is in here, whether when I finish fermenting it, whether it will be sweet or dry. So this is where you start. Me, I prefer more sweeter. So I make sure my Brix is quite heavy. I'm at a 1.12, 1.15, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. And then I let the fermentation, so we're still on the pot. So now I have my Brix reading right. Now I put that into a 5-gallon bucket and I seal it off, and I put my bubble aerator so it lets air out, but it doesn't let oxygen in. That's how you create wine or meads. So you can do the same thing with juice and water and the yeast. That's the other part. You got to put the yeast back in. If you don't, natural yeasts will create it, which is cool too. I don't use natural yeasts because, and when I say natural, I mean the yeasts that are naturally in the air. I don't use them because the flavor, it could be anything. So it could be real good, it could be real horrible. So I used wine or mead or champagne yeasts. So I put the majority of what the yeasts I want to, and there's different yeasts that will bring out different flavors, different sweetness, different hints. So this is an art, y'all.
I didn't know that part.
Oh yes, this is
I
awesome.
didn't know that the yeast could change the flavor.
Oh, most definitely.
And sweetness.
Most definitely. So I use.
So that's why they have different numbers packs for the yeast.
D47, EC 118.
So I do be watching. I do pay attention to that part.
There you
go. I didn't know that that's what that.
That's
was.
what that's for. Some of them are champagne yeasts.
Okay.
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 Some of them are.
Okay.
Yeah, different yeasts will bring out different flavors in your wines and meads.
Okay.
So knowing, for me, when I first started mead making, I would make different meads with the same honey, different yeasts.
Okay.
So when I finish, I'm like, okay, I see what each one of those. Oh, this one is kind of right, but then I might take the same yeasts and use different honeys.
So let me tell y'all something real quick, right? I didn't even know that honey had different flavors and varieties until I got with him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wait a fucking minute. Nah. What the hell you mean orange blossom? That orange blossom honey.
Blossom.
Oh my goodness. And I really love wildflower honey too.
That's what most of you all have heard of. Wildflower.
Oh my God.
And orange blossom.
Oh my God. But
what about the clover honey?
It's so many different honeys out here. I was outdone.
Buckwheat honey. Blueberry honey. It sounds
like hooch.
And let me be clear. These are not flavored honeys. This is natural. So what happens is people who do beekeeping, when you have hives, you want the best, most organic flowers to be collected by that hive. So if we do wildflower honey in the city of Detroit, just on the rooftop, there's a lot of people using pesticides in their yards.
No.
So there quite possibly might be a lot of pesticides in your honey, right? So what you want is you want a garden, right? Or a place where people grow fruits, herbs, things of this nature that don't use a lot of pesticides. So in Florida, where there's acres of orange groves, if you set a beehive in the middle of that orange grove, they're not going to any outside gardens. They're not going to fly miles away. They have all of the flowers they need right outside their hive. So they're going to collect nothing but the orange blossom pollen. And you're going to have orange blossom honey. So if you have a lavender field, if you have somebody with lavender field, you said, let me drop a hive here. Now you have lavender honey. Okay? Blueberry farmers, acres and acres of blueberries, drop a hive, blueberry honey. So wildflower honey, which, for if you don't know, when people have allergies, if they take wildflower honey every morning when that season is starting, they're actually consuming the pollen from the area, and so their body will start to recognize it and they won't have as much allergies that they have. So wildflower honey is just a collection of different wildflowers in a region that those hives were at. So this is where you get the different types of honeys at. So when you get into mead making, that honey game is something. I'm ordering honeys from all over the place, right? So y'all heard about the psychoactive honey that comes from Nepal? Need I say more? Don't worry about it. I'm waiting on the shipment now. We'll talk later about that. But so I just want y'all to be aware that this honey thing is something beautiful. And I am going to be giving classes on how to create your own herbal meads. So if you're watching and you're interested in this, if you're in the Detroit, Michigan area, You know, and you're interested, DM me, inbox me. But so the herbal meads is a passion for me. As a healer, it's a passion. I love to drink my meads. Also for the magicians, mead is a very powerful magical tool. You know, even Dr. Mitchell Gibson has wrote on his websites and different sites and social medias about mead, the power of mead within magic. You know, I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but herbal meads.
Hey y'all, what y'all talking about?
Herbal meads.
I love meads.
Yeah.
You know, not as much as I love wine, because sometimes I'm not. First of all, I'm not a drinker, and taste is really big for me. And sometimes herbal meads are literally medicine. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, because that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be medicine.
I challenge something you said.
What?
I disagree with you.
That they're not medicine?
Oh, no. Of course I agree with you on that.
What?
When you said I like the wine, THC infused wines, more than I do the meads, I challenge you.
No.
I would say that I don't think you do. I think you like the meads more. You just have. Keep in mind, when you came around, I had the meads that were left.
Yes. So no, what I was going to say, not that I like the THC and wheat infused wines more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like one or the other more. You know what I'm saying?
I think you go like the meads more.
But
I do.
The mead.
I do.
Sometimes it's medicine, because sometimes the THC infused wine be like, you know what I'm saying? After a while or whatever. That's just anything for me with my taste buds or whatever. It's like I'm not a drinker, so it's after a while it's like, oh, this is alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
challenge accepted.
Shit.
Challenge accepted. See, because you've been around again, like all the meat that I've had is like, all right, then it was like, okay, because it takes damn near a year to make meat sometimes, y'all. You can make it faster, but for me, because of the herbs infused and how I'm doing what I do damn near a year, right? Mm-hmm. So when I get meads, they don't last long. I think people who know, they come and grab them.
I think that one that you got that's old, I think you still got some downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. I think that those will probably be good.
I think that once you get the taste of the meads, like, because, okay, out of, let's say, the 10 that I did last, you've tasted like 3 of them. It was the 3 that was left, literally.
I know that.
The ones that left here first, I think that, because when they're here, I drink a glass of mead almost every night.
Listen,
let me be clear. I drunk probably half of the people buying them.
No,
I'm like,
then when we had that banana mead,
that was straight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, no, mead is just like.
But that's what I'm saying. You have not had.
All right, I'm gonna just wait and see.
Yes, that's
and then
what I'm saying.
When he show up and show out, then I come back and say some shit.
Yes.
But as of right now, some of that shit is medicine, and it tastes like medicine.
Yes, some of them are very herbal. And so with those, we invite you to mix. Because remember, if you're using this as a medicine, right? You can, so now you're mixing this mead with a different wine you like, or a different, you know, you can mix them. You can mix them, put it over a glass of tea, right? So you're mixing your tea that has a nice flavor with the mead. So you're using the mead as a sweetener with herbs in it.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's the herbal meads, Sincere Mirage. That's the passion. Now let's talk about the THC infused wines.
All right.
Let me say THC and or CBD infused wines.
Because you can get either or, right? So, all right.
Should I start at the beginning? How did the fuck you, because that's what everybody asked me, how the fuck did you come up with this?
Because that's what the fuck I said. I said, when he even fucking told me he was making wines, and I'm like, what? Like, you make a THC infused wine. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting on the couch with you, and we are literally chilling. He trimming weed. Like, that was the thing. Like, I would just come over and just sit there and watch him trim weed. It would be
for
fucking
a week straight.
it would be fucking just every time he like, I call him, he be like, I'm trimming. So I already knew what that mean. Like, bitch, you can be here or you won't, but I'm not entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, cool, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so just being like, all right, well, this nigga, he talk about something. He the weed man. He fucking make wine, not THC infused wine. Now he talk about he make mead. Like, get out of here. Like, and then he started telling me about when he started.
Okay, so for those of y'all who know, funny. I've been growing cannabis damn near 20 years, I think. Not quite, almost that. You know, I have served cannabis to what we might refer to, no, I'll say to athletes, to rappers, to actors, to entertainers. When people come to the city of Detroit to do concerts and the concierge services, and the people who supply them, they would contact me quite often to come serve people, right? So my name in Michigan, and specifically in Detroit, was quite large, you know, with the cannabis. So I've grown some of the best weed in Canada, in Michigan for years, period. Organic grower, okay? I'm known as one of the best growers, and I don't really care about opinions because this is amongst the people who own the stores, the other growers. Like, I'm the man out here, right? So with that being said, they started having what was called the THC Expos out here in Detroit. And for those of y'all who remember, they used to be at the Rooster Tail. I think one was at, they was different places, but they was big time events. It was like the THC Expos. Everybody would show up if you had, you know, new lights or new technology or new nutrients or all of that type of shit. And then they had a place where they would take you from the THC Expo. You get on what's called the Magic Bus in the front, and they would take the Magic Bus to what they call a med site. And at the med site is where all things cannabis was. Okay? So this was a big event that happened every year. So of course, me being who I am, of course I'm gonna be at the expo. Of course I'm gonna have 13 jars lined up, each one of them with a different strain of organic cannabis grown by yours truly. Okay? Of course I'm gonna have edibles, right? Of course. And then I got there, and you know, I'm telling my girl, yo, watch the table. I'm about to walk around and see what everybody else got. And as I walked around, everybody else had weed. And everybody else had brownies. And everybody else had cookies. And I was like, damn, all right. You know, I'm the man out here. I'm known. So people's coming to my table. I was doing my thing. But I'm like, I need to stand out in this motherfucker. I need something different. So I started doing salad dressings and olive oils.
Ooh, listen.
I still got some right now.
I'll come back.
I was killing the game, right? The next year I came back, somebody had salad dressings and olive oils. I'm like, so then the next year I started doing cannabis chocolate covered pretzels covered peanut butter. Peanut butter in the middle, pretzels on the outside, chocolate on the outside. I did some, you know, THC lean. I did have a dope THC lean, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Next year I came, moving around the tables. Oh, they got the edibles based off of mine. Oh, they got THC lean. Like, man, I'm like, man, I gotta come out the pocket with something. Now, at this time, this is when I opened Go Green Installations, which was my company that installs cannabis grow rooms. So, business was booming. Go Green Installation. Hit me up. I'll install you a grow room. You can grow your own cannabis. Business was booming. And I was like, yo, business is going so good. I'm making so much money. I need a commercial. I need a professional commercial so I can, you know, keep this flow going. So my man's was like, yo, I got a guy who owns a studio who do commercials. You can link with him. Boom. He gives me his number. I goes to the studio. We kicking it. Black dude. Now, not your hood dude. This is like a professional, like I believe he had like pants and a shirt and a tie on when we met type of shit, right? So we sitting kicking it. We in the studio. We doing the commercial. He over there chopping and screwing or whatever he do. You know, we done did a lot of the talking. This person needed happening, so we just kind of kicking it while he working. I say, yo, what else you do other than this? He told me what else he did. I forgot what job was, tech or whatever. He said, oh, and me and a few of other brothers, we have a wine company. I said, a wine company? What y'all do? Y'all sell wine? He was like, yeah. I said, where y'all get it from? He was like, we make it. I said, you make it? Man, black people don't make wine. You know me, I'm always being silly, right? That's always my comment. Black people don't make wine.
That was me.
He was like, nah, for real. You know what I'm saying? I can show you. I'm like, really? Yeah, show me. So, boom, we leave the studio. He takes me on into the room where they make the wine at. Ooh, he telling me, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So these right here, these are called carboys. These big 5-6 gallon big jugs of wine. And I'm looking and he telling me about the process, this and that and the other. I'm just sitting here watching him. And I say, hey, I got a question. You ever made cannabis infused wine? He was like, man, me and my partner's been trying to figure out how to do that for a minute, man. But nah, you know, I'm like, I said, hey, how much, like, you say y'all sell the wine, how much y'all sell it for? He was like, yo, each bottle is about like $12. $12 a bottle. How many bottles, you know what I'm saying, come in like that whole thing right there? This is about 2.5 cases, so that's about 30 bottles. 30 bottles, so 30 times 12, 3. So okay, so almost $350, huh? Yeah. I said, I'll give you $350 for that thing right there, right now. He was like, it's not done yet, though. Like, it's still got another process to go through, and we got to do that. I was like, yeah, I know. But I'll give you retail price for that right now. He was like, let me call my partners in there. He went in another room. He came back. He was like, bet. Because understand, what I just did is save them from having to finish the process, bottle the wine, and sell the wine to somebody. I just bought every bottle of wine before it was even done. So now they don't even have to pay for bottles. Understand, this was, from his point of view as a business, this was a lick for him. Okay. So I take the wine home and I do what I do. Because while he's telling me about the process of making wine, I'm thinking about the process of making THC infused wine. So I'm thinking, like, at what part of the process? Okay, I can see where, right? Because, all right. So, boom. I go ahead and I finish it. I bottle it up and I go to my first THC expo with THC infused wine. All right, now I'm popping. My table is popping at this expo. I'm hearing people, when I'm going to other tables, telling people, yo, you're about to do, somebody got THC infused wine down there at the end of the tables. Oh yeah, it's moving through the expo. It's going back to the expo site. People are leaving the expo site to come to the med site because they heard about the THC infused wine. Sold out the next day, because it was like this 3-day event. I sold out the second day. So I go back to the guy and I say, hey, I'll make you the same deal for them other 3 wines. He say, wait a minute. Where's the wine that I sold you? I said, I sold it. He said, you sold all that wine already. I said, yeah. He said, what do you mean? I said, so there's this event called the THC Expo. So I took the wine and turned it into THC infused wine, and I went to the expo and I sold out. He said, how much you sold it for? I was like $50, $60 a bottle. He was like, you sold each bottle for like $50. I'm like, yeah. And they're all gone. I'm like, yeah. He was like, damn. I said, okay, so I'll buy the rest of those from you. He said, well, hold on. Now that I know how much you making off of, I'm going to have to go up on my price. I said, hold on, player. I'm giving you retail value for your product off the top. This means if you had 10 orders for chicken dinners, $15 per chicken dinner, you went and got chicken and you floured them and seasoned them, and I walked in and said, how much you selling the dinners for? 15, how many of them is it? 10, how much is that? I'll give you all of that for that right there. That means you just made your money for the day. You ain't got to cook the chicken. You ain't got to put no sides with it. You ain't got to deliver. You ain't got to do shit. So you just hit a lick. And now you telling me that I got to pay you more for them because you know how much I made off. Man, you got me fucked up, bro. Do you know who the fuck I am? And he says to me, I mean, what you think you gonna do? Go make it on your own? Good luck. And I was like, oh, this nigga really don't know who the fuck he... All right. Now, what he don't know is he had fucked up at that very minute. Because from that point to this day, what was this? This was like 2015, I think. He could have been getting $300 per cardboard. I'd have been buying 6 or 7 of these bitches at a time. His total retail value of what him and his friends was trying to do, they would be where they want to be right now. But instead, he forced me to go home and get more books. Motherfucker, do you know who I am? Do you know how much I study? Do you know what I do? So I went home and I got books. And I studied winemaking to like a motherfucker. And I went and got me some juice. And I went and started making my own wine. You motherfucker right, I did. Mm-hmm. And I started making THC infused wine. And I started hitting that expo every year. Listen, let me tell y'all, this is how I started Sincere 7 Services business consultation and investment company. It was because of the wine. Because now the next year came, and I know this is a hit, but I also know that it's taking hundreds of dollars to get all of the supplies I need to make the wine. So I started taking up investments. And I'm telling people, invest, you know what I'm saying? If you invest $1,000 with me for 90 days, my $1 million mentor told me, any investor, if you can get him 12.5% return of interest in a year, he's going to listen. Mm-hmm. I said, wait a minute, time out. You're telling me any person that invests money, a real investor, if you tell them in a year, I will guarantee you 12.5 return of interest on your money, they're going to listen? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm going to give people 25. He said, if you tell them that, the only people that will turn you down is if they don't believe you or they don't have money. Mm-hmm. So I started my company and I told people you get 25%. So you loan me $1,000, you get $250 back. You know what I'm saying? You loan me 5 bands. Right, literally. So I started taking, and now everything, all of my investments was backed by my products because everybody knew, wait, that's the guy who got the bomb-ass weed. He got THC-infused wine. He got meads. He got mushrooms. He said if he don't have the money on that day, you will get this much of this much. It was like you'll get half a pound of weed. You know, like it was. You would have to be retarded to turn it down.
Which is kind of what you do on every fucking.
I mean, you know what I mean? When you have it like that, you know what I'm saying? Show love to the weebles. Yeah. Because everybody, it's symbiotic. Everybody's getting what they want. So I started taking investments January and February. Tax season, some people would bring part of their check to me and invest it to turn around because in April is the THC Expo, and that's when you get your money back. Look, see, they love it. That's when you get your money back, right? All right. So that's every year, boom. Now I have this investment. Every year, people will give me all their money. I will get all the supplies. I will make cases and cases and cases of infused wines. I will go to the expo. I will sell out. I would pay everybody their money back. Everybody would be happy. Okay, so that became something that I realized, like, yo, all through the United States, I'm the only person who has this. Everybody else is still researching, trying to figure it out. They're scared to drop it. I'm releasing this John. And this wine has been drunk by Kobe had some before he passed. Let's put it like that. By what is what was that? The NBA top 10 draft pick. Yeah. Where they like do a reunion. Mm-hmm. Corey Blunt was one of my main distributors. He took the wine. All of them drunk it. Mm-hmm. Nameless rappers, like it's everywhere, right? So I started realizing, oh, this is something, and I started taking it serious. Mm-hmm. So that was 2016. What's it? 2023. I went through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of 24. A lot of changes, a lot of updates, a lot of business, and so it got to the point where I realized that I cannot legalize and release it on market because of the current laws, the FDA, which is changing rapidly. So this might change within the next couple years. But good question, Matt. I'm gonna answer that in a minute. He said, "What about the shroom infused?" I'm gonna answer that in a minute. So when I realized that I can't take this legally and have it distributed amongst, you know what I'm saying? I decided that what I would do was I would white label and allow people to distribute it themselves from where they're at.
The DMT is totally legal for wine, and for alcohol and weed mixed together.
Well, okay. Well, then you need to listen to this, Ace.
Okay.
Check this out. This is why I'm saying this. I realized for me to be the man popping in every city, urban city, would be very, very difficult, even if it's underground. But if I white labeled it, and for those who don't know what white label means, let me tell you what it means. There's a toothpaste company that does not have a name. All they do is make toothpaste. And they sell it to people who have companies that sell a bunch of other stuff. So they don't make toothpaste. So let's just say Walgreens. When you get the Walgreens version of toothpaste, and some people say, I like this, CVS brand, I don't really like that. They're lying because the Walgreens version and the CVS version is white label from that same motherfucker. So this is what white label means. It means I just make it. Your company puts it out. This is your product, right?
You put your labels on it and go on about your business. You put your price on it and go on about your business. Sell it like you want to.
And when I did that, it changed the game for me. Because now there are people out here who have THC infused wine companies. I would never say who I'm providing wines to. And there are people who are there are people who have their own versions of THC infused wine.
They sure do.
Okay, now I'm gonna just leave that like that. Okay? But so if you're interested in white labeling, hit me up. But that was where we took the company and it changed the game. So now we have people in Ohio, we have people in Indiana, we got people in Tennessee, we have people Louisiana, we have people California's paused, I think, for a minute, but we wait to see what's popping. But we have distributors now who they say some of them white label my white label.
Yeah, exactly.
They buy it from me and they sell it to other people who have companies and dispensaries and all it is. Put labels on it for them. They turn it into a business. So white labeling the THC infused wine is something that is available. So now let me be clear. Okay, so as about 2 or 3 years.
Let me get my FDA people downtown, people getting this clearance.
In about 2 or 3 years of me making the wine, I was at a liquor store. I don't think I've ever spoke about this publicly, but fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I was at a liquor store and I was talking to my mans and I was getting wine. You know, I drink wine, right? And he was like, "Oh, you like wine, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I make it too." And he was like, "Oh, what you think about this?" And he pulled out this wine called Vinique. And I was like, "Oh shit, let me see that." And he let me see it. I was like, "Yo, this shit crazy than a motherfucker." So I gave it back to them. And when I went home, I tried to contact the company. I looked it up and it said that they were out of business. And so there was some people that I talked to who said they drunk it and the shit was nasty as hell. And I was like, oh, okay.
I was one of those people.
And I'm like, well, they out of business now. So I started looking up. If you don't know about Vinique, they were the first company to do what I do, that I know of, which was the shimmer wine. And so when I seen that they were out of business, I'm like, well, shit, it ain't like I ain't stepping on no toes. And I started adding the shimmer to the wine. Because the name of the wine is Sincere Mirage. It's Matt said it was horrible.
It was such a pretty bottle. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Got home like,
so I added the shimmer, and that was like, it was like people who was wondering about the wine, but I don't know. Then it was like, okay, I'll take a bottle. I'll take a bottle. Oh, this is dope. I had dudes buying bottles just so they can sit with chicks. He's like, let me get 3 bottles, bro. I'm like, oh, you be smashing that shit. He said, no. I be taking it with chicks and I pull it out. Be like, look what I, you know what I mean? Like, they profile it. I was like, yo. So, like, everybody started loving the shimmer. So when I started white labeling it, it was like, you can get it with or without the shimmer. There was only one person who wanted it without. Mm-hmm. Everybody loved the shimmer.
Exactly.
Right.
One person. Every time he with me, I'm like, oh, I know who that's from.
Exactly. You got to order with no shimmer, you know. But, yo, so that is how Sincere Mirage came to be. So now I do still sell Sincere Mirage. You can, if you came right now to the pad, you can come and get a bottle of Sincere Mirage with the Sincere Mirage label on it. Yes. But wasn't that shit purple with the shimmer? Yes, the Vanique. Yep. Yes. And that was the weird part. Shimmer was one part, but why the fuck is it that color? You know what I'm saying?
Pretty.
It
that
was.
Purple, it was
but
so
what am I drinking
mystical.
though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's why it was nasty. Though,
right?
That's why it was nasty.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, ooh, they fucked that up. Yeah. They did too much. If doing too much was a drink, ours is doing just enough. Just enough.
And it's not one of those things where it's like you drunk and you high. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you've had an edible. It's not like you've had an edible at all. It's not like that. It's not like you've had too much to drink. It's perfect.
The alcohol and the cannabis balance each other.
I'm drinking a honey lagar now.
Let me tell y'all, I don't do edibles.
No.
I do not like edibles. They have me feeling lethargic. They have me feeling slow, lost. I don't do edibles. But I will drink 2 bottles of Sincere Mirage. I would. The alcohol, it's like I don't feel drunk, but I don't feel high. But I feel like this perfect blend of like bliss, like right in the middle is like I feel good. My body's relaxed. My mind is wandering. It is a beautiful, beautiful mix. So my man Matt said, "What about? I'm drinking a honey lager right now." Okay, my man Matt said, "What about the Shroom THC infused wine?" Now, Matt, I'm gonna say that's a whole lot. Shroom THC in wine, but I do have what we call blue meads, which is psilocybin mushroom infused mead. It's a game changer. I am the only I have heard somebody else say that they knew somebody else who did, but I'm the only person that I know of myself that's done that. And what I'm doing now is trying to figure out how to tweak the flavor, because all of us who utilize mushrooms, let me just let you know, the flavor was in the mead. And so it was like the mead was good and it had the mushroom flavor, and it was like it was like a backdrop. So I'm thinking that now that it's shit, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years aged, that it probably tastes a lot better. But the next time I put one together, I want to address that from the jump. So I'm thinking of a citrus or a raspberry and herbal infusion so that I can cover the taste of the mushroom in the mead. And I'm going to increase the potency.
You know, to me, honestly, there is no masking the mushroom. This is personally for me, not y'all, not him, just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could taste it in I don't give a damn. That mushroom, let me see that. Make itself known. It'd be like, hey, girl. Yeah. And I'd be like, no, thank you. But yeah, it's a beautiful process. I say that's your ticket to get in anyway.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's everything. The only thing that I can say when they say how does that saying go? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Mm-hmm. Is LSD. It's like there's no cost for this. I don't have to taste anything nasty. I don't have to chew anything, swallow anything. I don't have to throw up out of all the entheogens. Yeah, like you don't have to. You just put this piece of paper on your tongue and just sit there.
You swallow that? You spit yours out? You take your paper out your mouth?
Man, I've done numerous things with the paper.
Mm.
I remember one time I had a trip and I literally hid it in my mouth. And then the next day when I woke up, I recovered it. It was like, yeah.
I went on another trip.
Yeah, I tucked it in one of the holes in one of my teeth. Like a hidden scroll.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
That's gross.
I mean, you know, you asked, you know. But now, at least you know now I can hide some secret scrolls if need be. They'd be like, oh man, how about that? They never know it's hidden inside of the tooth.
Nah, they will.
Damn. Shit. They don't watch my lives.
You're right. They're watching you live instead.
Oh man, y'all silly out there, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
What's the donation for that?
For what?
we
accept donations for a lot of things.
I am going to be having a class to teach people how to make their own meads. I think this is very important for people because, like, again, you know, that's kind of like, I guess what they would say is my catchphrase. I want to bring sovereignty to healing back to the people.
You know something though? I would give the meads to the children as well though. Like if the babies was to have an upset stomach, or he's talking about the hidden scroll. Hell no!
You gotta be laughing.
Both of them. But yeah, I forgot.
No, you were saying to give the babies to me.
Oh yeah, I would give the babies to me
Facts.
if they had anything going on, especially upset stomachs. You know what I'm saying? Having trouble sleeping. You know what I'm saying? It's suffering
oh my
from
goodness! I'm so glad you said that. Wait. Let me speak about something very important. Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just brought something to mind.
All right, cool.
So this is a part that I forgot to tell y'all about. Remember, I started making wines. Baba Mudu introduced me to meads. Boom, I started making meads, right? I make meads. So, of course, I'm drinking infused wine, you know, every day, damn near. A glass every day after dinner, whatever, right?
Oh,
I get high on my own supply. So I made meads, and I'm like, boom, we bottled them. I finally got it ready. After probably like a month or something, I'm like, I know you're supposed to let them age for at least 6 months, but I want to pop a bottle. I pop a bottle. This shit tastes amazing. So I drink mead that night. The next night, I drink a bottle or a glass of mead. The next night, I drink a glass of mead. And about the third night, I realized the next morning, and I know it's like, anytime I tell stories, they're always like, too much info, my guy, too much info.
No, this is enough.
But, you know what I'm saying? I always say, as a healer, medicine man, and shaman, I know all y'all business, so I shouldn't be ashamed to share my shit with y'all. So, and I also spoke about how a lot of, or most of my injuries and things have been lower chakra. This is another one. I was an engineer in the military. I specialize in heavy construction equipment. So I spent a lot of time on heavy construction equipment, and utilizing that causes issues with the rectum. Mm-hmm. And so my digestion, I have to be very cautious and careful with it. So at this point in time, when I in the morning go to release, there is blood coming out. Okay? This is something that I have come accustomed to. So I realize that I'm going to release in the mornings and I'm having no complications and seeing no blood. And this is surprising to me.
What?
I'm like, yo, like I'm good. I'm like this, I'm not having no issues. And so I'm trying to figure out, what am I doing differently? Right? So I'm now thinking about this, and I say to myself, is this the meads? So I say, I'm going to not drink mead tonight and drink wine instead. I didn't drink any mead that night. I drank wine instead. The next morning, I had a release, and I had some issues. I said, oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna go back to drinking the mead. I go back to drinking the mead. I didn't have no issues. I said, maybe it was because I was drinking wine. I'm gonna not drink nothing. don't drink no mead, don't drink no wine, just drink water for the next couple days after dinner or whatever. I had issues. I said, hell no. This is the mead. So I drank that mead for probably a month straight. And in that, boom, I stopped drinking mead for a couple weeks and I wasn't having issues. Now, later on, my diet kind of switched to, because I used to practice, plant-based eating, vegetarian, vegan, healthy diets, and it got kind of wild for a minute. And the issues came back. So I knew then, one, you need to be cautious how you eat. Leave a lot of that fried shit alone. We know your diet, right? But if you are having issues, start drinking that mead. If your diet is on point and you're having issues, drink that mead. It healed my stomach, my digestion, all those issues. Now I don't have those issues unless I'm eating unhealthy. If I ever have a release and I see blood, instantly I start thinking, what's my diet? I'm like, damn, you having these bullshit. Get your shit right. But at the same time, if I'm eating right, I'm eating healthy, and I have an issue, I pop a bottle of mead. It heals you. Yeah. So that was the other, because you said about giving the babies, you said stomach issues, and I was like, oh yeah, flat out.
Yeah, and when I was going through my postpartum, I feel like that was something that made me not experience and have a lot of blood. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have really heavy releasing after having a baby. Sometimes women experience heavy bleeding. They bleed for days and days after you have after the baby, and it's like you're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like your womb is open. So we thinking it's their period, and it is not. That is not your cycle.
As soon as your girl get pregnant, there's two things you need to do. One, get the positive pregnancy test. That's the first thing. Secure that. That's yours. Come to me. We're going to talk about magic. The second is call me and order postpartum mead.
Yep.
By the time she's ready to deliver, boom, you'll have that ready.
And she'll be able to drink that during her postpartum, and she's not going to have to worry about anything affecting the baby if she's nursing. Because that's what he was talking about for the donation.
Oh. So let me. I can be 100 with that one. There's one bottle left, and this was from 6-7 years ago. So it's about $750 for that one bottle.
Slide through.
Yeah, but when I make them and release them, the price is lower. But every bottle, the price goes up $50 every year. Every bottle. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the meads. Yeah, the wines too. The wines go up, what is it, $25, $30 every year? Something like that. Yeah, so that's why I say people have them. They know that's something where if they ever short on something, they come back and be like, yo, Seven, I got this bottle. Like, oh, hell yeah, let me get that. So, but yeah, that shroom mead, coming soon. But I invite you all to take part in the mead making class when I drop that.
Yeah.
I think, especially if you're a herbalist. If you're a herbalist, add it to the resume. The Sacred Animal Venoms Practitioner Training class, add it to your resume. The
thumbs up.
The Herbal Infused Meads, add it to your resume. So then you start to make your own healing tinctures that you can sell. Well, tinctures. You got me saying tincture, right? Your own healing meads that you can you know what I'm saying, supply to your clients. Because everybody don't want to drink tea. Especially if you got people who drink.
Oh, well.
I got a lot of clients who still drink, so it's like, here's the drink instead. Don't drink that. Drink this. And you can still, even if you drink the whole bottle, I drank the whole bottle. Like, all right, cool. Enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Yeah, so, I enjoyed that throughout the postpartum. I think I would have probably enjoyed that with baby 7 too. And I'm thinking about it, how my postpartum journeys went after each one. And that was something that I didn't do. I didn't microdose after baby 7 either. And I was microdosing after Zyara. That shit makes a difference in your postpartum journey for sure.
Yeah. Man. One, because it gives you the ability to relax with a nice drink. And, it's not too much. It's not something that if you drink this, you got to get rid of your milk. You know what I'm saying? No, and then two, just taking these strong infusions of these herbs. Because let me be clear, that's another thing I just talked about a little bit, is when people use herbs for a healing regimen, 80% of the people are using what's called recreational doses. You're not using enough of the herbs. That's like, talk to the herbalists. They'll tell you no, you need to use more. You need to use quite a bit. You need to bring the healing properties out of these herbs. So, making yourself a tea with a tablespoon of 6 different herbs, I mean, you're getting, a sixth of a tablespoon of each herb, right? Even if you do, 2 or 3 tablespoons, right, in one of them thick bags, right? So, that's also why I prefer the Herbal Infused Meads, is because of the amount of herbs that we put in, how it increases the medicinal value. You get more bang for your buck, so to speak. You know what I mean? So that's also why those meads are just something that I'm passionate about. Like I said, the infused wines are for business, but the meads are for passion and healing my community.
Yeah. I love it all. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, anything else? Anything else that we might want to build about? Oh, the new flavors that have dropped.
Ooh.
The new flavors that have dropped. So,
Listen,
I mean, we're talking about it.
That dragon fruit raspberry.
Let's talk about that one first then.
THC infused wine.
Raspberry dragon fruit. Dragon fruit raspberry.
It tastes so good. It's so light and so refreshing. I was so surprised. I was like, wait.
It's like the flavor is strong, but the dragon fruit is light and the raspberry is light, but when you put it together, they heavy though.
Yeah, they be like pounds.
Yeah, because it's not like an overpowering dragon fruit it's definitely not overpowering raspberry, because that was what I was worried about. You know how raspberry, like coconut, are used a lot of times when those flavors come out, they make it strong. Mm-hmm. Nah, this raspberry was light, the dragon fruit was light, and when you put them together, it creates a mouthful. It's got a mouthfeel to it. Yeah, it's not.
We always talk about something open or it's empty.
It's got body.
You know what I'm
got
saying?
body.
It'd be like, what
body.
did you even talk about?
You know what I'm saying?
Open and closed. But I be knowing what you're saying, because some shit be like, that's kind of open. It's like, come on now.
See, it's open. It's open.
I like
no mouthfeel.
I like a little bit of body to it.
Yes.
I like a little bit of.
It's got body, but it's not like a Merlot. It's not like a Merlot.
Heavy.
It's not. Yeah, it's not heavy and it's not dry. It's more sweet. It's more sweet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that raspberry dragon fruit, out of the new flavors that have dropped, that one has caught our attention. Mm-hmm. That's our new favorite. It's funny, we start that, we usually say the best for last. We come off the top like, now listen, raspberry dragon fruit.
You know how I am.
Raspberry dragon fruit.
That shit tastes so good.
It's fire, right? And then the next flavor is the citrus mango. Yes.
That's citrus mango.
Citrus mango.
It doesn't taste like citrus to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real, it's not super. Citrus is usually a heavy flavor.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah.
It's nice though.
And it don't have that candy mango. It ain't like a fake mango.
It's literally like a fresh mango. You know what I'm saying? Nice and light though. Like it's not a heavy mango flavor. Like, my ass, like I even say that about the coconut one. Like the coconut one, sprinkle some coconut flakes on there. I think it'd be good. For the mango one, you know how people put nice little slices of. So I think a nice little thin slice of mango, just boop, drop right in there.
Let me be clear. The Sincere Mirage Infused wines
Don't throw that away.
Are magical by themselves.
Thank you.
But making cocktails and drinks with them is some next level shit.
Yes.
So when she said that, pina colada. A pina colada made with the coconut uzu, which is the third flavor that just dropped. A pina colada made with the coconut
Crazy.
infused wine is stupid.
I'm playing. And it's the summertime, so you can do that frosty one.
And add that creaminess to it. Come on, man. What you talking about? Talk to me. I talk back. Talk a little shit, because
that wouldn't be bad.
we talk that.
We can make motherfucking
cocktails.
Pina coladas.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting over here like we need to make a little order or something real quick.
Think about the citrus mango in the drinks we can make with that one. I was about to hit the shit out of this motherfucker.
It ain't even a blunt.
It ain't no blunt, but it's a spiritual blunt.
It's a
spiritual blunt. Yeah, that's a spiritual blunt right there.
Like that motherfucker is.
Fire that shit up. Man, yes. Hey, yo, we need to go ahead and host a THC infused wine cocktail night and serve them with cocktails.
Okay.
I like how that sounds.
A little wine down.
We might need to get with Natural Pour. Well, they do liquor.
Mm-hmm.
But we
shout out to Tanisha.
Yeah, shout out to Tanisha. If y'all need a mobile Natural Pours, if you need a liquor bar at your next event, she fire.
Yeah. We went to high school together, and she's awesome. Like, I love to see people doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just tickles my fancy. And she's doing really amazing. And I'm very proud. And we is hitting our 20-year reunion.
A whole bunch of ratchet shit.
I'm definitely not going.
What school?
I'm not telling you.
I mean, I was wanting you to tell people so I could clown it. So I could just dish your
I ain't telling y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Central, Trailblazer, and Southeastern. And don't worry about it. Y'all stay out of my business. Hey,
God dang, you can't even rap.
Trip, what one?
You can't even rap.
Trip, what one? My man Trip.
Yeah.
Yo, what's popping?
So, yeah, anyway.
Oh, man, yeah, so on site. Oh, snap.
On site.
Oh, man, yeah, we just wanted to come on and kick it and, man, just talk about something that was just...
No on site with me.
Deep in my heart.
Oh, no.
You know,
we don't play that.
My Infused Wine Company and Herbal Infused Meads. It's been a passion of mine since about 2015, 16. You know, I give thanks for everybody who's ever supported me. You know what I'm saying? Ever been interested, ever popped a bottle. Those who pop in cases, those who are distributors. You know, all of y'all, I love y'all. It's been a hell of a walk. It's been a lot of ups. It's been a couple downs. It's been a lot of heavy names. And even to the people whose names is not known. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all assisted me with taking care of my family, feeding my children. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So, from me here at Sincere Mirage, I just want to say thank you, and I love y'all, man.
Yeah, it's really been real.
It's been real.
I definitely enjoyed being a part of that journey. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to assist him with bottling and, you know, tasting, which is sometimes my favorite part.
Right.
I like tasting the wine, so I'd be like, "Oh, this what they gonna get? Okay."
Right.
You know, and I tasted straight off the press.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't be cooled down or anything. And once it gets in that bottle, that's still another processing that it goes through, another aging that it goes through, another layer of flavor that it receives after it gets in there. So yeah.
Yeah, man. If you got a bottle, I say get two. Once you can drink that day and then put the other one up for a year.
How you go on site on the lap though?
Yeah, man. So yeah, we just wanted to come on and give y'all the history. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all know about Sincere Mirage, what it actually is, how it got started, you know what I'm saying, where it came from, how it's grown, you know what I'm saying, where we at now, and how you yourself can, you know, find some financial foundating within it, you know. If you want to become a distributor, you know, you want to know about it, you want to have a bottle for you and your peoples, you got a dispensary or, you got a place where you get drinks or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, you feel me? So if you're interested, you know, inbox me, you know. But other than that, man, shit, anything you want to add?
No, that was dope. I think this has been a nice little run. I'm getting ready to make lunch.
Okay. So with that being said, thanks for tapping out. Thanks for tapping in, you know what I mean? If you're interested in anything we spoke about, you know where I'm at. And outside of that, Tell somebody you love them in a language they can understand it in. Peace.